All right, we're live. Call the meeting to order. Welcome. I guess we have quorum, we've discovered, so there are 4 commissioners present. The first thing on the agenda is the report of the chair. Most of my report is going to come under October, so I'm going to save a lot of it for then. The one thing that's come to my attention in between Sarah asking if I had anything and this meeting. So at the time I didn't, but then it's come to my attention that there's a Bangor resident who's put together a community calendar. So I wanted to bring that to our attention because that is, of course, something that we've been striving to do and been thinking about doing. So the community calendar, his name is Justin Russell, and he owns a I think it's called 110 Digital, something like that. I think it's web design. There you go. And it's free to use, and I've signed up for it. So you can create an account and you can choose what kinds of events are important or of interest to you. So I chose ones like arts and culture and education and literary. And then every Sunday morning, you get a personalized list in your inbox of events that are happening in the Bangor area. And it's very user-friendly and comprehensive. And so October was on the calendar without me having to send it to him. I don't know if he's personally doing all the work of gathering this event. So I think I just think it's going to be important for us to think about if we're putting together an additional community calendar. So I know that our mission was to create one that's in print. That's what we were specifically asked to do for people who aren't online. And this community calendar, it does seem like it's totally online. So if we want to go ahead with our community calendar project, we could say, well, it's different because ours is going to be in print.
It would be nice to work with it.
That's what I'm thinking.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I wonder
Even
if
for me who, doesn't have a smartphone.
Yeah, because I mean, it's, if people have email, they're getting it to their email on Sunday mornings. And I got an email this morning that was new event added. There's some walk for, I think, Alzheimer's or something like that happening. So it seems like a great service. I think there are some questions we don't know that he will continue this indefinitely, right? It's kind of a startup project. I hope it continues for years and years, but we wouldn't have any control over that. So I wonder if we want to invite him to our November meeting.
That's what I was going to suggest.
And think about asking how we might be able to collaborate, if we could handle the print side of things and he's doing the digital, and we think about working together. And I'll talk more about this in the October report because I have talked to him already a little bit about this. So I think that's just something for us to think about when we're putting together our RFP for the community calendar.
Our November meeting will be our grant meeting. And so depending on how many applications we have, it might be best to put him off till the December
meeting. Okay.
Because often the grant meeting takes up the whole time.
Do we already know how many grants we have? Because they were due last Sunday.
4.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Four
I was worried.
applications.
I did send you an email just a few minutes ago
Yeah.
and I realized what time it was and I was like, well, she's probably upstairs.
Yeah, that was.
Okay.
Yeah, then maybe the December meeting. Is that running too close to next year to try to make any sort of decisions or moves on this project?
No, we're on a fiscal year, so.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I think
So-
it'd be all right.
All right.
Inviting Justin to our December meeting.
Yeah.
I think that's all I have in terms of chair's report. Because like I said, I'll say more in the October section. So I think we're moving on to financial report unless there are any questions.
I have a question. I put in one letter on the email is usually, I think most organizations approve the minutes as one of the first two.
Yeah,
One of
that's
the
what I
first
tried to
two-
do it last time. I
One
was
of
like, it
the-
must be first.
one of the first two things and get it out of the way. So I don't know whether
We
it's,
can put it earlier in the agenda.
whether
yeah.
it's listed last, we can
Right.
either move it up or we can do it last, but I would suggest that it should probably go.
Usually,
either-
you
either-
open it and then do the minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It should,
Okay,
so we can move it up and vote them now, or we can hit them when we get to the end of this meeting as it shows in the agenda.
it's a two.
Are we okay with doing the minutes now?
I
Yeah.
move the minutes be approved.
I have one addition, actually, or clarification. Under the community calendar part. Where did I see that this morning? No, I'm not finding it at all. Oh, under the financial report, so Commissioners Greenwood and Early volunteered to serve as a subcommittee to develop this document. I think I was on that too,
Yes.
Okay,
so,
Okay. You're chair, so you're on it.
oh, okay.
add to the document, add help,
You don't, yeah,
all aid to document, okay.
we can put your name.
Well, at first I was like, oh, great, I don't have to deal with that. I was like, no, I volunteered, I should.
So do we need a change to the minutes? Do we need
I
to?
accept the change.
Okay,
And I think that is gonna get delayed slightly, though that doesn't require an amendment.
and you
of
can do
these
that,
minutes.
Ann, without my sending it in addition, or do you want me to?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Wasn't the deadline in these minutes anyways.
Okay, then minutes. Approved.
So Nina seconded?
Yep.
Okay.
All in favor?
Yep,
Great. Okay, so then financial report.
Did we really only give Linda Packard $31?
No.
no,
I thought it said 531.
we gave her 500 and then we had that little left over and we said,
right.
let's just give it to her, so they probably cut two separate checks.
They might have, it was a little bit funky because of how she got her paperwork in with all her receipts and stuff to us, so we ended up doing her check this,
Okay. 'cause it
technically
just-
this fiscal
Oh.
year, but still taken out of last year's funds. Yeah,
Yeah, it says 531 here.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, okay. I was reading the other column.
Yeah, so the October spending will still be coming out of this.
Like 20,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. So just so people are aware, there is like pending payments. So, and we can cover this again during October, but $1,000 went to our graphic designer and $1,000 went to the Penobscot Theater for food. And almost $90 is coming to me for the clipboard that we ordered as a gift. So just keeping that in mind.
Which she was really excited about.
Yeah, I think it was nice to physically hand someone
Mhm.
something. And it's come
It
to.
hasn't been in the BDN or something. I know.
And it's come to our attention, or my attention, that we now need to submit W-9s, because I didn't do that last year when I got reimbursed for October expenses.
Yeah, that is now something that we have to do with finance, so it might be something that we wanna mention at the time that like we're awarding
Yes.
awards to both grant recipients or October Arts Award recipients.
Right.
So we can get those.
Yeah,
in
I just
soon.
kind of figured, and I think we had done this last year, like we just got a check and handed it to
Mhm.
the award winner, but now it's like they have to submit a W-9 to receive any money. So there's gonna be a little bit more paperwork for people winning awards, and I assume this would apply to grant
Yeah.
recipients. I don't know if it did in the past, but last year, October, it wasn't the same
Yeah,
system.
it wasn't. I'm not sure what the change was, but they do need those now. So yeah, well,
I mean, as far as paperwork goes, that's pretty easy.
yeah, at least it's really only one sheet of paper.
Right.
Right.
Any questions, comments about the financial report? Does it need to be approved?
Yeah.
I motion to approve.
No, it needs to be filed for audit. We don't-
Oh.
If you approve it, then you're responsible.
Oh.
We
Nina, take that back.
Can we just accept the financial
We
report?
can accept it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Barbara. Moving to committee reports. So the grant committee probably is wanting the most of our attention today with the,
Yeah, Grant doesn't have
Review?
much, Grant doesn't have much to say. In the
Okay.
past, the grant committee has reviewed the applications prior to the full, just to be sure we don't see any red flags that the city might have missed. So, and then I'm willing to prepare a summary of each one if you can send them out to the grant committee, or I suppose you can send them to the full commission even. And then grant committee can
Meet sometime in the next.
meet. Who's on the grant committee? You are,
Just the two of us and Vern and
and
Cody.
I don't know who else, but we can maybe email and set up a time to meet briefly to look them over. I don't know if everyone on the grant committee looks them over. Are we allowed to say we don't see a need to meet because we don't see any issues, or?
like for the
Legally.
grant committee to meet before the full committee?
Yeah.
Like if the four are
Yeah,
good to go. I mean,
Right,
they're
to
I mean, what we,
eligible.
yeah, what the grant committee before has done is looked at and said, we really think we need more information.
Mhm.
But that has to come through the city, so if we need more information, it'd be good to have it before the full committee votes, so. What do you think? I mean, if the grant committee looks at them and everyone says, I don't see any problem,
Then I don't think we need a meeting.
then we don't need to meet, but
And we can decide whether or not to have a meeting over email, right?
Right, you can
Yes.
coordinate a meeting, you just can't
Yeah.
coordinate the approval or
Right.
yeah.
recommendation on a
Okay.
grant, yeah.
So we will, if you can send the applications out,
Mhm.
we can individually look at them and decide whether we need a meeting. Oh, yeah, oh, I know. And the other thing is, I tried to take what, I do think we need to approve the guidelines that was in your packet, because that would mean we wouldn't be using the traditional rubric anymore. That's gone away. And I do think, as I was saying before, and I said in an email to you, that I think what the grant committee decided on is the procedure probably would be for everyone to rank, in this case, 4, rank them 1 to 4, and then whoever has the lowest score, we would consider first and take, so that's, the way we would proceed, and then you would have this guidelines to look at ahead of time. So do we need to have a motion to do away with the rubric and use these guidelines? We probably need a motion for that.
Let's do it.
I motion to remove the rubric, and can I motion in the same way sentence to approve the new guidelines?
Okay. I second.
All in favor?
I would hope so. We did, right?
I think that's what we wanted.
Mhm. Okay, carried.
Okay. That's all I have.
Okay, thanks, Jane.
Jane, if you need me on your committee, I'll serve on it, but if you, it sounds like you have.
I think we're okay. I just gotta look up and see who is on it.
Yeah,
It's
'cause
Cody
it's-
and Laverne and you and I.
if you don't need a meeting, then it's going to the full commission anyway,
Yeah.
right? To
Yeah.
vote on the
Yeah.
grant applications. Okay. The cultural asset committee apparently met. I
We
wasn't there.
did.
You did
Yeah.
meet. Great. You met on September 22nd. Did you elect a chair?
Yeah. what's his face?
Tristan.
Tristan.
Tristan, okay, so Tristan is
Tristan
now
Daycare
serving
officially.
as chair of the Assets Committee. Tristan is not here to give a report. Did anything else happen at that meeting that, I don't know, Nina, were you there as well?
But talk about storyboards, and he can get into them, and we're going to review those. There are things we would like to add to them. There are new cultural assets, and we'd like to change and add more to the history before the white settlers.
Yeah, that really needs to be, doesn't.
So we talked about that. We talked about, we didn't think we needed to visit all the outdoor assets this year. But we will keep our eye on those and do it again next year. And we have another meeting in November.
Oh, great. Is there any update about some of the things that this committee was trying to get done, like in terms of the plaque for the Paul Bunyan statue?
He asked, and he still hasn't heard back from Tracy, so we don't know where we are with the Paul Bunyan plaque.
Okay. I'll find
Or
out.
the canoe plaque.
Or the
canoe
canoe
plaque,
plaque.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Tracy.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Barbara. October, so we are in October right now. We had the opening reception on October 1st. I think in some ways it went fine. In other ways, I mean, I think there are things that we can think about for next year, and maybe the October committee can have like a debriefing meeting rather than waiting until next spring to meet again. I think attendance wasn't what we had hoped. And I think probably the BSO's first concert being on that day affected things. It was also pretty nice weather, so do people want to be inside? Maybe having it on a weekend isn't actually the best idea if people are going away for that weekend, if it's really nice weather. I think we had maybe 40 some attendees. What I do think was really nice was that we had a lot of the nominees come. So this year, I think it was kept confidential who won. So it could be like, you know,
I still don't know.
Rebecca Krupke.
Okay.
Rebecca
Oh,
Krupke won. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was the right move to invite all the nominees without telling anyone except the winner.
Yeah.
who
Right.
won.
So that's
They
what we
all-
did. We
none of
told
them
the
knew.
winner to make sure that she would be there. And get confirmation so that we could award her publicly, but not telling like really anyone else. We tried to keep it hush hush so that the you know, I feel like you want the nominees to come and be incentivized, and we were acknowledging them. We did acknowledge them. There were 9 nominees at the event. The Penobscot Theater was so gracious in letting us use the space. And so I feel very grateful to them. There was an amazing food spread that they put out. It was wonderful. And the food was in their new bar space, the stage door. So a lot of people who had come that was new, their first time in that space. So it was really nice for community members to, you know, and a lot of people also said they hadn't been in the theater yet. So like if they were new to Bangor. So I think it was nice. That it drew people to this space. Unfortunately, the Penobscot Theater could not put on a scene from Dirty Deeds, which I found out the night before, because of union rules. So that was unfortunate. The ballet gave a performance that they thought was happening at 4. So it was just a little tricky with
They thought it was
scheduling.
happening at 4?
Yeah. Just some communications, and that's something like
No,
October can debrief.
I clearly told her that.
They were very, very flexible in
Yep.
terms of pushing it till 4:30. They did have practice at 5, so they could not do it at 5, which is when we thought it was happening. So there were like some minor hiccups, but I think that always happens with an event.
They were told when the performance was going to be.
It was really nice that they were there, and it was a
Yeah.
beautiful performance. It was unfortunately the only performance because Dirty Deeds didn't happen. So yes, and now because of the hurricane this weekend, the Sidewalk Festival is not happening, and the October event that was scheduled for the Zillman is not happening either. So, I mean, that's no one's fault, and nothing can be done about weather.
I
And
hope the sidewalk festival gets rescheduled to.
yeah, it says it's supposed to be
One of the next
postponed.
few Saturdays.
Yeah, so we'll hope, and we haven't heard anything about a date, so we'll see. That is like what we had in our, all of these promotional materials and all of like the Instagram posts that were scheduled to go out, like, I'll say those events are happening this weekend, and those are the only two kind of October branded events, and now they're not happening, and that's no one's fault, right? It's a hurricane, what can you do? I do think, and again, like October will debrief, but I think having the Bangor Arts Award is a good thing. Like I'm totally on board with it, and I think it's really nice to acknowledge artists and art supporters in our community, and we're like doing a tangible thing by giving them money to support it. And I wonder about the opening reception of October, just because of cost, and whether that cost would be better spent on grants, having more money for grants, or other prizes. Like, we could say, and this was a suggestion that somebody had brought up with me, one of the panelists actually on the jury said, what if you had two awards, one for organization of the year and one for, an individual, so that you're not comparing apples and oranges in the adjudication process. So if we want to take the funds that we're spending on the kind of party, like the food spread and whatever else, and kind of transfer it elsewhere. And then maybe the award just is given out at City Hall, like some other awards might be. So
I was gonna say, I don't know if in the past, we've had a proclamation from city council.
Okay,
And if we could do the proclamation for October and ask if city council would give the award out then. Do you think, Jane, that would?
yeah, that would be
Yeah.
good, because then you get a lot of press on it, and, yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised that I didn't see anything in the Bangor Daily News,
Yeah, me too.
that there wasn't a lot of, I thought, great that it was kept quiet till the night, but I kept looking to see an
I did
announcement
too,
yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's nice that well, the
well,
committee
I mean,
can,
we can send a press release to with the winner now, and maybe we should have.
yeah,
But I think that gets city council aware of the arts in the community, and I think it's nice for them to feel that they're giving, they're giving the money, so.
Mhm.
So we may want to.
Remember, yeah, to do that next year, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder, like, I think so much of our focus went to planning the reception, which took a lot of time, and then it was like the things that we could be doing that, like the press releases and the city council, like that maybe wouldn't take any money, are those that more worth our efforts.
I think one question we would have is the 5,000 of our budget is earmarked for October. And what are the regulations with how we use that within the month? Like, could that be used for other things if we're not doing an event? And it could definitely be used for multiple awards, but what if we don't use all of it? And what are the rules? with
Right, we
that
could
money?
use it for other things, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think we used all the money this year even, right? Because if we had $1,000 prize, $1,000 to Penobscot, $1,000 for graphics.
Yeah.
And then like $90 to me,
Right.
3,090
Yeah.
is what we spent according to my mind.
Yeah. So that means we
So-
have more for
So
other
if
grants.
like it cannot leftover money be allocated elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To other projects,
Okay,
yeah.
that's good to know.
Great. Yeah.
But for October, we had said that we might want to consider updating the October logo, and does that mean more downtown signs? I think the ones kind of faded downtown. You
I
know,
mean,
there are
reprinting the
other,
signs is an option, and updating the logo is also an option.
Yeah, because that's what we had talked about, like,
Mhm.
we don't want to update the logo just digitally and graphically when we have these signs that have the
Right.
old logo.
Hmm.
I mean, just suggestions for next year.
Yeah.
How frequently does the city print new signs for those banners?
Yeah, I mean, I'll look into that. I mean, maybe that's something that we could use with some other funds to do that, you know, to update them.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the new logo.
I mean, I'd rather give more grant money than
Oh, yeah.
print new
Absolutely.
signs.
Oh,
new
yeah,
Banners,
yeah.
but it would be good to know options.
I'll find out how those are paid for and, you know, figure that out that way.
Thanks.
Any other thoughts or questions about October?
I mean, the whole idea is just getting the word out that, you know, Bangor has this wonderful arts and cultural community and,
Yeah,
you know, maybe what we want to do is do a whole press campaign and get somebody on the TV stations and on the radio and,
yeah.
column in the paper. You know,
Because, I mean, and we did that like big push, right? And you were like, maybe somebody's gonna contact you from the media, no one did, you know, like we did this big push, like we sent it everywhere and
right.
we got
Right,
no
nothing.
response.
Yeah.
And now, you know, like I agree, it's such a nice thing to be promoting what's already happening in Bangor, like this vibrant arts community. And I don't want to like pass the buck or like, you know, say we shouldn't do that. But like, I wonder if we have the reach, like we want to promote these things, but then we try and no one hears it.
Mhm.
Like yes, that's something to think about, I guess, like, and, you know, do we have the platform, like you know, it was on, you know, the city of Bangor's Instagram page, but like, are people looking at that? Like, is that,
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, I put it on our Facebook page, but like, are people looking at it? I mean, our website is so Byzantine to get to the Cultural Commission page, you know, that if you just went to the city of Bangor's website, you're not gonna find October unless you knew where to go and digging and digging.
And that's what the
Um,
asset committee said about the storyboards tonight. How would anybody ever find them? I mean, you know, they're just
Mm,
hidden away. So I know the city's working on.
yeah, we are. And we should put in like when there's an event like October, you know, to give that a little bit more prominence. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think a celebration is nice, but, right, it may not be worth the amount of money for what it is, and
Yeah, I mean,
we should really consider
yeah,
how we're spending that money. And maybe there's also an in-between that we could consider. Maybe there's a smaller event, maybe it's like a,
yeah, or we
Wine
team up
toast or
with the Downtown
something.
Bangor Partnership and we award the award at the Sidewalk Art
Oh,
Festival or
yeah.
something where, you know, we say like, we're gonna have an hour or half an hour or whatever. Like, come to this tent at this time. So people are already down there and there's already things for them to do. Like I think like the reception is such a nice idea, but I felt like I was pulling teeth to get people to come. So if people don't want to go,
Mhm.
then like, who are we doing it for?
Right.
So I think of the 40 some attendees, 20 were like friends and colleagues of mine who I was like, please come. And like,
And then the nominees.
right, and then the
Right.
nominees.
And each nominee had someone there with them.
Yeah, and that was basically it, you know?
Yeah.
So like, I don't think people from the public are like flocking to this event to be like, let me find out what's happening arts and culture wise. And that might be the BSO, like that might be a lot of the issue this
Are
year,
the
but
creative mind, whatever they are, the creative network, are they still meeting and should we go talk to them?
we used to have a liaison. Did we have a liaison?
They've
Or that was
changed
the-
their name. But they are, because I reached out to Josh and who is one of the founders, as was Brian Hinrichs, who's not with the symphony anymore. And he said that they've changed their name. I forget what they changed it to, but he said he would see that everyone in that group got no reminder about the application deadline for the grants. So I think it still exists. Whether some kind of a celebration could be done in coordination with that group, I don't know.
Well, I think we need to talk to them because, and see if they have ideas. I mean, they're the people that we're trying to promote.
Right.
So,
Mhm.
maybe we could attend one of their meetings and see if they have ideas.
Well, I will write up a press release about Rebecca Krupke winning
Oh, good.
and send it out and hopefully someone will. So it should go to the BDN, should it go elsewhere? A press release?
Oh, everywhere, I think. I'm
To
sorry.
me, that's vague, just because I'm not from
Where-
here,
where
so.
else is that?
The television stations and the local radio. You know, Rich Kimball.
And if you send it to us or Cody and we can also push it out through the city.
Great.
Yeah, let's see, push that.
Yeah.
I mean, no, they have the contacts.
Yeah.
Not that I'm trying to get more.
There's a lot of.
Is that
this-
something
I
that
forget how
Cody
many-
would do? Like, I know he's doing social media for the
Mhm.
city, is like coordinating with press, sending out press releases, would that be within his purview?
Yep, absolutely.
If I sent him a press release, because maybe if it came from the city rather
Yeah.
than, I'm sending it from
That's
my
what I'm
personal
thinking.
email. That like
Right.
maybe is going to spam, I don't know, like I do indicate who I am, but you never know.
Right, right. Yeah, definitely send it to us.
I can do that. Okay, any other October related?
I have some more flyers, if anybody
Yeah, I'd like to
would
have.
like to take. If you have anything that you're doing soon where you could bring some, take a few, otherwise. I'll just take one flyer. Great. I was gonna bring them tomorrow to the Sidewalk Art Festival and just find a
But we have
table to
some,
put them.
yeah.
And
they came up with-
Well, if it gets postponed.
so I will hold on to them. If it gets postponed, I'll go then. If it's like next week,
Yeah.
then I'll bring some.
Yeah.
I think the downtown partnership has a table and I bet they would have a little spot on their table for them.
Yeah, and you both were so amazing at
Yes.
handling printing and
Thank you.
and Walter. But-
They came out good. I
They
love the
did,
graphics.
yeah, I think that
Yeah.
the graphic designer did a great job.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah, and we
Very
were
clear.
thinking, next year, if we do something similar, like maybe we just use these same graphics and we hire the graphic designer again, but just to like update the text.
Mhm.
So that maybe it's not as much of a cost for us, if it's minimal work rather than recreate a new map, because hopefully the map doesn't change. Yeah, okay.
Well, hopefully more art spaces will be added to the map.
Okay, so we've done October, we've already done the meeting minutes, so other business? From anyone? Open to adjourn?
Sure.
Great, okay. Next meeting, November 3rd.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.